IAME Cadet Grand Prix final time. The drivers are just making their way down. We actually do, Kenzo, we do need to take that GP playback. We will give it back to you later, I do promise. But for now, I'm going to give it to my assistant there, Ryan. We do need it back. Okay, IAME Cadet time. Drivers are making their way down. They're going to line up here, so we're going to have to run. Do get a move on. Let's go, because I want to speak to some drivers. Pole sitter, Kit Bolowski. Kit, how are you feeling ahead of this one?
I feel good. Not really that kind of stressed about it since it's only a round of GP, but hopefully I did well.
Incredibly calm. Let's see how the driver next to him is feeling. Henry Domain, racing for Oliver Rowland Motorsport, who's won the GP plate 20 years ago. Henry, you're surrounded by a Fusion drivers, of course, representing Oliver Rowland. You think you can follow in the footsteps of Ollie today?
Hopefully we'll just have to wait and see how the race goes out. I think we have a really good chance of winning it, though.
Well, best of luck, Henry Domain. Good luck out there. Our British Championship leader, Jesse Phillips, is next. Jesse, very, very quickly, how are you feeling ahead of this one? Starting P4, you got a good chance?
Well, yeah, anyone can win in the top 5 or top 10, so yeah, I'm feeling confident this weekend, so yeah, hopefully we can do well in the final.
Well, best of luck to Jesse Phillips. Let's give some support to our IAME Cadet drivers, everyone, as they get ready to go off for the Grand Prix. Good luck to all the drivers out there. For now, we're going to pass back up to our commentators, Henry Baudet and Anthony Jordan.
Thank you very much, Chris. Here is your grid. They're about to get underway. Starting lineup of the original Kartmasters class is as follows. Pole position, Kit Bolowski, and on the outside of row number 1, Henry Domain. Riley Cranham and Jesse Phillips go from row 2.
Jensen Graham and Tyke Butley go from row 3. George Edgar and Sky Parker from row 4.
Blair Smith and Aaron Richardson start on row number 5. George House and Jensen Ackerman go from row number 6.
Row 7, Teddy J. Porter and Alfie Brown on the Red Speed chassis. Braith Murdoch and Austin Newstead go from row 8.
Joseph Smith and Archie Levitt start from row number 9. The top 20 rounded out by Luke Millwood and Harrison Rogers.
Harley Musk and Yarlis Sayer go from row 11. Laith Khan and Colby Patterson start from row 12 and the final row of the grid.
Quick predictions update. Well, in Honda Cadet, I've got to say that myself and Anthony both got that one right. We both picked Kenzo Craigie. Chris McCarthy had Noah Barham. But of those of you in the competition, well done to Christian Engelstad, to AH Racing 59, to Ollie 41, to Lee, to Sam Cook, Michael Burke, Cuckoo Children, Joe 22, Steve King, B. Zachary, Wonky Donkey, Postcode Tom, Remy Gilbert, and Jamak Price, who all picked Kenzo Craigie. A couple of you had Jarrett Clark to get a point for third, and one of you had Max Endicott for finishing third. That was Michelle Reeves and Andrew Patch there. But so far, me and you, Anthony, 1 for 1. Let's see what happens in this next race. This is the original class. This is the class that Lewis Hamilton won back in 1996. Oliver Rowland's also won it. So's Alex Albon. So's George Russell. Who's next?
Green flags out. They're off and racing in towards turn 1, and a good start from the entire field. Couple of cars running wide on the second half of the section, but they all get under the bridge safely. Up the banking they go for the first time and onto the bridge. All is calm, all is well. 3 wide, though, in the mid-pack there. The 16 diving down the inside. That was Aaron Richardson for the Fusion Motorsport team making a move. Down they go in towards hairpin number 1, and it's still the number 9 of Kit Bolowski who leads the way into the braking zone.
There's number 25 of the young lady, Sky Parker, making a move. The 54 of Jarla Sayers, the only Jamie Green racing car. Oh, and Archie Levitt, I think that was in the number 88, getting bounced around like a piñata, coming out of the first hairpin, but they all settle themselves down, and it is number 9, Kit Bolowski leading the number 5 kart of Henry Domain. So this is superb team racing action. I'll give you a quick rundown. Noah Wolf won this class last year. Nathan Ty, the current European Junior karting champion, who's here this weekend helping Ollie Rowland Motorsport. He won this in 2020. Keen Nakamura Burt, who I believe is the World Junior karting champion last year, won this in 2019. Previous winners: Josh Irfan, Taylor Barnard. Barnard's the only driver to win it twice. He won it in 2015 and 2017. Cian Jewis won this class. So did Alex Quinn, changed position, Jesse Phillips and Riley Cranham, Dean McDonald, Dan Ticktum, Connor Jupp, Roy Johnson, Alex Walker. Alex Walker's 2007 win was the first major win for the Fusion Motorsport team. Look at what they've gone on to do since. We've had Sam Jenkins, Jordan Lennox Lamb, Ollie Rowland, Alex Sims, Craig Dolby, and Adam Christodoulou, also former champions in this class.
Tyke Buckley managing to get a move there and getting past Jensen Graham, I believe. No, Jesse Phillips. Jesse Phillips dropping down to P7 now. More movers up there. Edgar has got himself up into P4 now. The O plate doing a good job now behind Henry Domain, who has just been demoted to P3. Still 13 minutes to go in this one. A long way left in this IAME Cadet final. And the IAME Cadets, they're a little bit more tame, I would say, than the Honda Cadets. The Honda Cadets like to have a good old scrap, but then the IAME Cadets, they generally tend to work together for the majority of the race.
What you'll see, the main battling that you'll see is you'll see the Fusion drivers try to weed out the ORM drivers, and the ORM drivers try and disrupt the Fusion drivers. And there we go. There is the number 27 of Jensen Graham, third in this year's British Championship at the moment. He is second in the IAME X30 Euro Series as Mini X30 driver, and he finished fourth in this event a year ago. He now moves into what is fifth position. But there's number 16 on your screen. That is Aaron Richardson. He's getting plenty of support on the live stream.
Harrison Rogers there just going a little wide out of hairpin number 1, but all is well.
And if you're wondering where you've seen that crash helmet design before, on the number 20 card of Harrison Rogers, that's because that's his same design as his grandfather, a certain Derek Warwick. Now, out of the Mike Wilson complex, onto another lap. It is Belofsky, his teammate Cranham, George Edgar, the O-Plate champion. George currently second behind Jesse Phillips in the British Championship standings. George finished third in this event 1 year ago. We've got 3 of the top 5 from Kartmasters 2021 in this race. Edgar, Domain, who finished 5th, and Graham, who finished 4th. Here's the first change, the lead. Cranham to the lead. Belofsky doesn't defend. You can see that Belofsky just says there's nowhere to come back into line, so he's got to face the fact that he's losing 3 positions, and a little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact with Graham as Belofsky tries to get back into line, but that allows the number 45 car of Tyke Buckley, the Irishman. Buckley, the second in last year's Irish Kart Grand Prix, moves into P4, make that P5 as Belofsky fights back.
Yeah, good stuff then from IAME Cadets, and I like to say that front of that grid's been relatively calm for this first section of the race. Of course, these races 15 minutes in length. The first 5 minutes has already elapsed, 10 minutes to go, and a clear breakaway then for the top 3, Cranham, Edgar and Domain in that group.
Out onto Uncle Tyrone's banking for the 5th time with 10 minutes to go. Front of the packed spectators banking that we have here at Paul Fletcher International near Grantham in Lincolnshire.
There goes Edgar, sorry, Henry, for the race lead, and Domain has followed as well, side by side, Domain and Cranham. Cranham forces Domain to give him the space, and Domain switches back, comes back down the inside, and again, still side by side, and now they're losing Edgar. Edgar's breaking away from the main pack, and this is crucial.
Yep, the squabbling that was going on there for second position, that's given Edgar, Edgar checks over his shoulder, so he knows he doesn't have to start defending, or he can just get his head down. Cranham has got now the number 45 car, Tyke Buckley, the Irishman, there in 3rd position. Then it is the number 26 card of Jesse Phillips in 4th. Kit Belofsky is in 5th. Jensen Graham is 6th. Henry Domain down to 7th. Blair Smith, the Scottish driver in cart number 15, is there in 8th position. Aaron Richardson runs 9th. And rounding out the top 10 is Sky Parker, Archie Levitt, George House, Jensen Ackerman, Joseph Smith, Braith Murdoch, Austin Newstead, Teddy J. Porter, Harrison Rogers, Harley Musk and Alfie Brown round out your top 20 after 5 laps with 9 minutes to go.
So down the hill now in towards hairpin 1. Very defensive there, under braking Jesse Phillips, and he gets freight trained there from behind. You saw the head jerk backwards there as the rest of the field. All Constantine is under braking. Smoke coming from the wheels there from the number 9 of Kit Belofsky's kart as he goes wheel to wheel with his teammate as they enter hairpin 1, or hairpin 2 I should say. They exit out now in towards the Fullerton S's, and now it's all calmed down again. Breakaways happening as Cranham is slowly reeling in Edgar.
Oh, and side by wheel-to-wheel contact between 2 of the Fusion teammates, just the back of our screen there. And, well, I mean, obviously the drivers want to work together with their teammates, but this is where the Kartmasters, sort of ethos comes in. It's just, yeah, I've got teammates, but you know what? No one remembers who comes second. It's that GP break that I want. And if I've got to maybe move a teammate out of the way or block a teammate, then I will. But Cranham has caught Edgar for the race lead. Ty Buckley all on his own in third place. And this group we're looking at on our cameras now for fourth place on back. They're beginning to drop away a little bit, Anthony. Edgar and Cranham looking very, very solid up in the lead. They come through hairpin number 1. Now, George Edgar, his sister Jessica Edgar is here helping him helping his mechanic. And that, I think,
that was
Jarlath Sayer out of the race. Sadly, Jarlath Sayer, the Jamie Green Racing number 54, out of the race.
That is a shame there, but rightly so what you said there, Henry. These two are breaking away from the main pack. Ty Buckley, though, doing a fantastic job with trying to keep up with them. And I'd say keeping up with them, I would dare say that he's catching up with them.
Well, the gap was, at the start of this lap, it was 7/10 of a second. You can see on the left-hand side of your screen there, it's just under 7/10 of a second. He's doing it all on his own. Let's see the next split time as they cross start finish line. It's grown to 8/10 of a second. What can Ty Buckley do? Now, this is a perfect opportunity for Edgar and Cranham. Buckley is all on his own in third. Domain, Graham, Phillips and Bolofsky, they're fading fast. A whole host of karts from fourth place on back. But I think we could be in for about 5.5 minutes of Riley Cranham literally sat on the rear bumper of George Edgar's kart and just pushing away with him. I think that's how this race could play out. Ty Buckley is going to have to do something really special in that number 45 Oliver Ola Motorsport kart to catch them. As you can see, the gap on this lap alone is growing. That's 8 wheels in first and second working together, and 8 wheels working together are faster than 4 wheels working on their own.
Yes, they are indeed. 6 minutes to go then, plus that one additional lap. George Edgar leads the way from Riley Cranham, and like we say, they are breaking away. And you have to remember, when it comes to the latter stage of this race, it's all going to be down to who's going to go for the move first, who's going to defend best, who's going to get that position. But you have to remember, George Edgar, he's got that O-plate. He's won here before.
Yes, he has. He won the O-plate here last September at PF International. He is third. He's currently second in the British Championship, third in this event 1 year ago. Is George Edgar. Riley Cranham, Fusion Motorsport. He's had a couple of podiums in the British Championship so far this year. Ty Buckley doesn't race the British Championship, so he's in the unknown quantity compared to the other drivers. All these other drivers, they race week in, week out with each other. And the gap has grown to 1.2 seconds. And in fact, now Buckley has fallen back into the clinch. Oh, 5-second penalty for Kit Bolofsky. That will take the number 9 kart out of contention. So Bolofsky, and you'll see that it's on the big graphics board as they they go over the start finish line. So Bolofsky knows his Kartmasters is effectively over. All he can do now is help his teammates.
Yes, and can. So let's see what happens now. It was a shame there for Bolofsky because he was setting fastest lap after fastest lap all the way through this, trying to gain momentum and positions. And now we see a change for third place. Henry Domain dives down the inside, and whoa, there, Jensen Graham just sees the opportunity and sends it down the inside as well, following suit. They come down the hill now into hairpin number 1. Everyone looking over the shoulder, and look at that, simultaneously, all of them just saying, okay, let's go.
Synchronized pointing. Is that going to be a new Commonwealth Games sport? That's going on in Birmingham at the moment. But Buckley now falls to the back of that group. Henry Domain has been Fusion Motorsport's closest challenger all week here at PF International. The gap is 1.3 seconds. I think that, I've got to say, with no offence to Buckley, that they've got a better chance of catching the top 2 with Domain at the head of this train being pushed along by Graham and Phillips and Bolofsky. They did with Buckley at the head of this train. Let's see, the gap was 1.3 seconds. It's now 1.5 seconds, but there was a move that last lap. Now Domain, and you can see at 55 miles an hour in these 2-stroke cadet karts, and there goes Graham for these. This is going to help them. This is 3 wide per second, and this could be handing the race to Edgar and Cranham.
It could well very much do that. Now, Kit Bolofsky's got back up into second in that group for third, so fourth place overall. But as they come down into the hairpin now, but you've got to remember, he's got that 5-second time penalty. All he can do is assist in, well, I mean, what can he do at this sort of point? I mean,
not a lot he
they've
can
got
do
to just
apart
work
from
together.
help push his teammates and work with his teammates and try and help one of his teammates to win this race. He's now going up in the 3rd position. The other thing Kit Malofsky is going to try and do, he's thinking, well, okay, let's see how far ahead of the drivers like behind I can get.
Yeah.
I've got a 5-second penalty. Let's see what happens. At the moment, behind this group, Archie Lovett is 2.5 seconds behind this group on our screens now in 8th place. And he's got Sky Parker, Blair Smith, George House and Aaron Richardson in the group chasing. There is the group at the top of your screen there. Behind that group, in 13th place, is Austin Newstead with Ackerman and Joseph Smith on the right chassis. Next in line, Musk, Porter, Rogers, Brown, Murdoch, Lath Khan, Colby Patterson and Luke Millwood are the remaining drivers in the field.
Musk has done quite well in this one. 5 position gains. He's in P16 at the moment. Of course, he had that collision in the pre-final with Lath Khan as well through turn 1 at the start as well. So to be able to recover like that in this final,
and there's a little bit of pointing. Jensen Graham saying, go on, go, 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 go. Now, of course, George Edgar, he is Johnny Edgar's cousin. Interesting fact, Johnny Edgar never won a GP plate. Won many, many O plates, never won a GP plate. The current FIA Formula 3 driver, Johnny Edgar.
Well, his younger cousin doing a fabulous job at the front of the grid so far.
The Edgar family have won GP plates.
The family, yeah, well, yeah, the Edgar name, rich of GP plates.
I'm just looking there at my list there. Both Justin Edgar is, Justin Edgar won. He actually defended the 100 national title in 2003 and 2004. Justin Edgar, there's another move. Domain. Well, the gap's 2.5 seconds between the top 2 and this battle of a 3rd position. It's going to be a head-to-head fight between the O-Plate, George Edgar, and the number 18 of Riley Cranham.
They've given themselves a nice buffer here. 2.7 seconds. But is it enough for when they start scrapping? How quickly will that group catch up behind? And we've seen it done before many, many times. Even with a 5-second gap, the group behind it can close up in half a lap.
Too early. Oh, there's a spin. Oh no, that's Henry Domain. Henry Domain, and I think what he said, he's gone through the chicane, so he's going to be penalised a lap. Henry Domain, and he's so good. Well, smart driving there, Domain getting out of the way. We didn't see the incident that sent him through the chicane there, but commiserations there for the whole Oliver Rowland Motorsport team. But 30 seconds to go. It's now a Fusion Motorsport. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Henry Domain getting the blue flag over the start-finish line just to say, you've missed the corner, you've got to give up the places now.
Now there's a group of ORM drivers chasing these 3 karts on our screens now going onto the bridge. Bolofsky runs 3rd, but he has got a 5-second penalty. So it's the 27 of Graham, the 26 of Phillips are next up. Then it looks like it's Blair Smith. Scotland's Blair Smith. No, Tig Buckley again, sorry. It's Buckley in kart number 45, who is on course to be the highest finishing ORM driver. Oliver Rowland Motorsport, and Oliver Rowland is doing so many good things for these young drivers, helping to bring them on, especially those who haven't got a huge budget. But we've had to change the lead, Anthony, with the clock strike 0.
We have indeed. Yeah, Riley Cranham's gone quite early there for the move. That's going to allow George Edgar to now pick the deciding place of where the overtake for the win potentially could happen. But like you say, timer has struck 0. They come out of the final corner. The last lap board out this time around. Which one of these 2 is going to go home a GP plate champion?
Edgar with the family history. Cranham, potentially. It was a late entry, was Riley Cranham. Is that late entry going to pay off? Edgar to the inside, out on Tyrone's banking, into turn number 3. George Edgar takes the lead. Now Cranham's going to try and fight back. Edgar's going to defend the inside line here. Watch Cranham go deep in the corner, and he's going to switch out wide now. Trying to go around the outside. Can he make it? Can he make it? Can he make it? Not quite.
Not close enough that time around. It was a good effort into the first one. It's going to repeat itself here. Under braking, round the outside. He's going to go for the switchback. He's got the switchback now. And now Edgar's got to do the work again. Into the final section of the track. There's not many opportunities to get it done.
Out of the Fullerton S's, Riley Cranham has timed this one perfectly. George Edgar's got one opportunity. It's not here. It's coming through this corner now, but he's not close enough. And Riley Cranham comes out of the final corner. And Cranham takes a win for Fusion. Edgar in second. And look at the battle for third. It's going to be Bobolowski finishes third, but it's going to be Jensen Graham who takes P3 for Fusion, with Jesse Phillips for and Ireland's Tig Buckley comes home in a fantastic 5th position. It's a Fusion Motorsport 1, 2, 3, 4, but Oliver Ola Motorsports Tig Buckley finishes in 5th position ahead of Archie Levitt and George House. Levitt started 18th and made it up to 7th. House comes home in 8th position. Bolofsky's 5-second penalty will drop him provisionally, I think, to 12th place. Sky Parker will finish in 11th. Austin Newstead, top 10 finish for last year's Bambino champion. Scotland's Blair Smith will finish in 8th position. Sky Parker in 11th. Joseph Smith 13th. Harley Musk, Jensen Ackerman, Teddy J. Porter, Harrison Rogers, Alfie Brown and Laith Khan are next. Anthony Jordan, you are pointing towards the predictions sheets.
Pointing towards the prediction sheets, yes, because we have got the names down there. Now we see whether or not this is all good. We come in.
We will go through there and see on the weight scales, okay, and then they'll be told who's going to go round. There is George Edgar. Well, Chris McCarthy's going to peek to all of them. George Edgar led so much of that race. Cranham took the lead, then Edgar fought back, and Cranham just got that switch back coming out of the second hairpin at the short shoots. He did perfect timing. There is your provisional champion. He goes over to see his Fusion Motorsport mechanic. There goes George Edgar as well. The Fusion success story began at this event in 2007, and since then, they have rewritten how cadet racing in this country is really conducted. And I'm looking back to see how many. Well, let's have a look. Alex Albon? No, it was Walker in 2007, Roy Johnson in 2008, Jupp won it in 2010. That was for Eclipse, I think. Tictum in 2011. T. McDonald race was in Quinn in 2013. That was a Fusion driver. Looking back there, I mean, Zach O'Sullivan 2016. I think it's their 7th or 8th GP plate in this class for the Fusion team. There's Jake Walker. I think it's Jake's in this there with the black hair. Quick game of mechanic bingo. Anyone playing? Jake Walker's got his earpiece in. He's got pretty poor coloured trainers, however.
And, no sunglasses.
No apron, no sunglasses.
It's a sunny day as well.
Haircut doesn't look that great. So no mechanic bingo winners there, ladies and gentlemen. We'll look at the predictions as they come out. But here, out onto the circuit now, come your top 3, ladies and gentlemen. Riley Cranham, George Edgar and Jensen Graham. Chris McCarthy, over to you.
Thank you very much, Henry. Let's welcome our top 3 from the IAME Cadet. Down first, our champion, Riley Cranham. There comes the number 18, a fantastic drive from Riley. Well done to him. Next, coming down in second place, George Edgar. And please give a round of applause to third place, Jensen Graham in the number 27. Let's speak to our champion. We'll let him get his crash helmet off first. Riley, come over and have a chat to us then. We'll come round here. Well, worked with George there. You left it pretty late. Talk us through those last couple of laps.
It was mad couple of last laps because me and my mate George got away. It was all or nothing on the last lap. And
a great move going into the second hairpin there on the penultimate lap.
Yeah.
Talk us through the last lap as well. Looked like it was pretty intense. You had to defend pretty hard.
Well, the second to last lap, I got through on the second hairpin, and then I had the drilling going through me all around the lap, and then he got me going into the bridge. I was like, oh no, and then luckily. Second hairpin, I got the cut back on him.
Yeah, the second hairpin twice in as many laps, wasn't it? How does it feel to win Kartmasters?
It feels amazing.
Anyone you'd like to thank?
My family, Fusion, and the elite driver management, my brothers, and Chris, my mechanic.
Well, Riley Cranham, we're now going to present you with your GP plate. We will take it back from you to give it to you on the podium, but for now, please do face the crowd because they're going to give you a big round of applause, I'm sure. There's your GP plate winner, Riley Cranham in IAME Cadet. Well done to George as well, giving him a round of applause. George just missed out, led going on to the last lap there, but a brilliant race, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a hard race, obviously starting 7th, but managed to come through to first quite early on, and then me and Riley managed to push away, and then yeah.
That second place is a brilliant result. For anyone you'd like to thank?
All of Fusion Motorsport, and happy birthday to my mechanic Jake Walker.
Happy birthday, Jake. I know you got a lot of your family here as well. Please give a round of applause to second place, George Edgar in IAME Cadet. Brilliant drive. Jensen Graham, number 27 in third place. Podium place, I know you didn't quite get up there with the top 2, but that's a great effort there, because that was a really intense battle for third, wasn't it?
Yeah, a really intense battle for third.
You must be really pleased getting on the podium at Kartmasters.
Yeah, the podium's all right. It's a shame we couldn't go for the win, but it is what it is.
Anyone you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank my team, my mechanic, my mum and dad.
Well done, Jensen Graham. Everyone, please give him a round of applause. And please keep those going.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the next class is the original Kartmasters class. It is IAME Cadet. And finishing in third place for Fusion Motorsport is Jensen Graham. Jensen sadly isn't here on the podium, but I believe a representative from Fusion Motorsport will collect his trophy and prizes on his behalf. Finishing as the runner-up in what was a Fusion Motorsport top 3, it was George Edgar. This year's British Open champion, finishing second in the Grand Prix. But your 2022 IAME Cadet British Grand Prix winner for Fusion Motorsport by 0.17 of a second, it's Riley Cranham. And presenting the trophies in IAME Cadet from IAME UK is James Mills. Now again, thank you to IAME for the prizes. Each class winner gets £500 cash, £300 for second, £200 for third. There's sets of tyres for each winner, sets of Delta racewear gloves for each winner as well. And the Claudia Shorts from Trent Valley Kart Club gives the drivers their bouquets of flower. Yep, we can save that champagne bottle for later. So a 1-2-3 finish for Fusion Motorsport on the 15th anniversary of their first Kartmasters win. Right, okay, right, George, you've got to twist the metal bit off first. There we are. There you go. Right, twist. Okay, let's get out of the way here. I'm going to hide behind this Fusion mechanic, just in case. I will. There we go, well done. Up, George is off. Go on, George. Where's he gone? Where's he gone? Where's he gone? There's someone running away. There you go. Oh, Jake Walker gets a mouthful. Congratulations. Oh, where's Riley gone? Riley's got his eyes on the prize somewhere, quietly stalking out onto the paddock. Hang on. Oh, hello. I thought Riley Cranham had gone to spray some, but maybe he's just gone home. Oh, no, he's still running around there. He's chasing his mechanic. Congratulations, your IAME Cadet podium, even though the drive's already gone. Congratulations.